You know, one of the best things about the Summer Olympics, every 4 years you find yourself watching a game you probably wouldn't normally spend time even playing. Things like fencing, rugby, breaking, to name a few. Sure, some of them you might have in your backyard, table tennis, trampoline, badminton, but played on an Olympic stage by Olympic caliber athletes, forget about it. You just want to watch, right? Just don't tell me you have a ping pong table and you haven't gone outside to try one of those high serves that you see during these Olympic Games, highlighted by the American Canot Jaw. Yes, you've seen it. Okay, so short of jumping across the pond to Paris to catch some of these games in person and experience all the City of Light has to offer, Hunter Funk takes us across the City of Trees to see all the French spots that, well, could take the gold on your go-to list.
In Paris, you have the iconic Eiffel Tower. But in Boise, we have the Depot, our own iconic gem. Paris boasts the Pont Alexander III Bridge, but Boise proudly celebrates the Capitol Memorial Bridge connecting our city's two sides of towns. So why compare the two? Well, because both cities share a thriving French culture that bridges the gap between us.
Share our experience.
This is Marie Ann Glover.
Yeah, so I'm the co-owner of Live and Learn with my friend Hortense.
Their business teaches people French, holds workshops and local events, and consults those who want to take the trip to France.
We are French girls who've lived in the US and taught in the US for many years. And we just are both passionate about sharing the French culture.
Glover grew up in France and now lives in Boise and often goes back to her old stomping grounds, recently seeing the setup for the Olympics.
I was there in January and they were already hard at work, so.
When we asked if she could pass the torch of knowledge on what places in Boise shared the same French flair as Paris,
Can I get started for you today?
there were some she put on the highest podium.
We love a good bakery. The cafe culture is big in France.
Anything else I can get for you?
With a line out the door, it's a popular spot in Boise.
Jean-Jou has amazing croissants. It's getting hard to find even a good croissant in France because they'll sometimes go the frozen way but yeah, those are great cakes and pastries.
After a sweet treat, coffee takes center stage. Glover says while it's not a French-run business, Necker's coffee is the same taste you can find in France. When it's time for dinner,
we love our friends at Terroir for a great French meal, French-inspired.
On 8th Street, you'll find French-inspired dishes.
The steak tartare is like a super classic bistro dish that like you would find in many restaurants in Paris. And
it's not just the food, but the atmosphere that mirrors what you'd find in France.
French people love food, wine, like hospitality is very important to us, and gathering around the table and making sure people have a good time. So like that's a huge thing in the food scene. I think that every town should have.
This date night wouldn't be complete without a movie.
We go watch French movies. We love the flicks for that. They have great content of French-speaking movies.
After you try all the spots in Boise and have a taste for more, Glover has some tips.
There's just so much history and culture in France, but once you've done all those touristy things, maybe take time to head to lesser-known neighborhoods or regions.
Having the Olympics in France has Glover feeling like she won gold. She says it allows people to learn more about her culture and open their minds to more.
Our specialty is French, so I love to share that. But yeah, for anyone to just broaden their horizon, see something else than the place they've been brought up and the ways they were taught. I think it's something we need, especially nowadays.
And she has a full list of tips for traveling to France. And to get a more authentic experience, we're going to have that on our story on our website, ktvb.com. Brent, are you drooling a little bit?
Those looked amazing, those
Yeah.
pastries. Those are incredible. Okay, so Americans have this kind of reputation of having boorish behavior.
Yeah.
What should we do when it comes to etiquette?
Yeah, I thought this was really interesting she had mentioned. So one, respect personal boundaries. Don't give them hugs right away. That's not like what you do in France. I thought that was interesting.
Because I've always heard that the personal space, though, is a lot closer in Europe.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but just don't hug them.
Just don't hug them. Don't touch. Get close, don't touch. Gotcha.
Get close, don't touch. The next thing, they're dressier there.
Yeah.
So don't wear those, flip-flops and shorts. Try to dress it up a little bit.
Okay.
And then the last thing, they just appreciate when you learn the French phrases. So then that way you can use them on them and they don't know.
And then you can come back and annoy your friends by saying, here's what I learned.
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
All right, thank you very much, Hunter.
Yeah.